Hello and welcome back. This is a continuation of part 1 on how to create the 2D section elevation. We shall start by switching to the layout tab. We shall double click there. Now, once you have been you are on the layout tab, I'll double click on this viewport and I will click here to switch to back. Since we created a section on the back side, I will enter the command VP layer, press enter, and then I'll enter the option F for freeze, press enter. Then I'll hold on shift, then asterisk sign, I'll just press enter, and I'll press enter to execute, and press enter again to execute those prompts. So all the layers that are within that viewport has been frozen. I will throw on all those layers that belong to the 2D section plane. So I'll click that. Now, once I'm done, now I will change the scale of that viewport to 1:1. I'll enter the command VPMax to maximize that viewport. I'll click on zoom extents button to zoom the view. Now we have to create the section. We have to fine tune and only retain those elements that should be on this 2D section. So what we shall do, I will first of all explode this section so that I can be able to edit it. Then after exploding, these lines over here are not supposed to be there, so I will erase them to clear them off the screen. And I will extend these lines to reach the lintel level. Now, once I'm done, I will now create the footing. I'll create this line. Now, I'll erase this hatch pattern. I'll offset this line 150 units downward to indicate the slab. The remaining part is the hardcore. I'll offset this line downward 300 millimeter units. Again, I'll offset this one 250 units. Then I'll offset this one 300 units. Then I'll offset this line 200 millimeters to define the thickness of the strip footing. I'll create it, this one on either side 200 units, and also this one 200 units. I'll join these lines here, these ends here with a polyline. Then I'll trim off all those parts which are not supposed to be there. Now I need to indicate the break symbol within this. I'll create this one on either side 100 units. I will enter the break line command. Now the size, if the size is not good enough, you can change by clicking on this size button, and you can change that size. I'll start by, and as you can see, this is quite big than what we had expected. So I'll select that. I'll erase this. I'll right click. I'll go to recent break line. Then I'll go to size. Then I'll make the size of the break line symbol to 75. I'll reduce it. Then I'll start from here, and this is the second point. Then I'll just press enter to accept the position to be the mid. So it has been positioned right. Now I'll mirror this onto the other side. I'll enter the command MI to mirror. I'll control right click and I'll choose mid between 2 points, the mid between this and this. Now I'll copy this on the other side or rather I can just mirror. So I'll right click, I'll go to recent, I'll go to mirror. Now you have indicated the footing. Now the next step I will try to do here is the roof trusses. Now I'll select this line, I'll go to EX for extend, and I'll extend this line here and this one. Then I'll draw a polyline from this point to that point, and the end point is this one. I'll offset that 100 millimeter. I'll draw a polyline here to define the king post. I'll offset that line on either side 50 units. Now I will copy this line in the mid of these other sides. How? I will control right click and I'll go to mid between 2 points. The mid between this and this other end point. Then I'll go to control right click, I'll go to mid between 2 points. The mid between this and this. Again, control right click, mid between 2 points. The mid between this and this. I'll join this line here. Then I'll offset it upward to define the tie beam. 100 millimeter units. I'll erase this. Now I'll offset that one 50 units. I'll select this line and I'll trim off every element. I'll also offset this other one 50 units. I'll select it to be as a cutting edge and I'll trim off every element. We have done so to define the midpoint. So I'll draw the polyline that will indicate how the truss will look like. I'll offset this polyline on either side 50 units. I'll trim those excess portions. I will erase the polyline I used as a reference. Now I'll mirror the portion I have just created on this side, on the other side, because the truss is symmetrical. I'll enter MI to mirror it on the other side, and I will trim off the intersecting points here. By doing that, we have just been able to create the full truss. Now on this other side, we have half trusses. I'll draw a line here to that perpendicular, and I'll offset it 100 units on this other side. I will array classic. I'll enter the column, rows 1, columns, I'll enter a value like 6. and the column offset is negative 750. I will select the objects and I will click on preview button and I will erase what is not supposed to be there. Just by doing that, we have been able to create the traces. Now the next step is to do the annotations. So if you have to enter the text, the details, I'll come here and I will click on 2D sec view, because this is a layer that I want to create it as an where annotation object should be positioned. I'll enter the command QLeader. But before you do that, you must ensure that the text style onto which you want to create the specification should be the one which is current. I'll enter the DD style command and I will click on text here. I'll select any of these texts and I will set it current. I will select ArcText1 and I'll click on set current button and I'll click on close. However, if you did that and you didn't have any of the text style within there, then you could have used the descender, that is the design sender, to get the layer from another drawing that has been created previously. So what I will do, I'll enter the QLeader command, press enter, then I'll click here to specify as a beginning point. I'll select here and I'll drag my cursor on this side here. I'll press enter. Then I'm asked to select enter first line of the annotation. I just press enter that it should be an M text. I'll accept that. And from there we can begin typing. Now, once you have finished typing, I won't continue typing. You can as well continue on your own. You just press escape key on the keyboard. Do you want to save changes? Yes. Now, if you had to continue now editing or just adding other text, you just come back here. You double click there on those texts. And then you can click here, then you press enter and you can continue. I want all these texts to be bulleted. I'll select these two, then I will go to bullet and numbering, then I will select bulleted and you can see they are bulleted. So the moment I'll come here, and if I have to continue writing in a text, if I press enter, you see the bullet has come. So I can say, like for instance, that one is. So you can continue doing that. Now, one of the problems you can see is that the size of the QLeader is not correct and you cannot be able to see this. The type of the QLeader is not correct. What you can do, I will click here and I'll right click, I'll select it and I'll right click and I'll go to properties. And the properties palette, the arrow should be close filled. So I'll select close field, this one, and of course the arrow size, I will make it 350. Press enter and I will just simply close this properties palette, and you can see that the arrowhead has come. Otherwise, thank you for watching this tutorial, and if you like it, subscribe to my channel.